Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing for you the newest releases from KAYALI, which are the Wedding Silk Santal 36 and the Wedding Velvet Santal 35. So these were sent to me complimentary in PR from KAYALI for full disclosure, but as always I will always be very honest with you guys about my thoughts and feelings towards these fragrances. And as you guys know, if you've been following my channel, I have recently whittled down my perfume collection to a more minimal number, and I'm not looking to add any perfumes back to my collection. That being said, if I do find a perfume, like I told you guys before, that is really nice or really strikes a chord with me, or I really love wearing it, I might do something like a one in, one out, where I still try to keep the number that I have to a minimum, but I maybe switch out an old perfume for a new one or something like that. But stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm going to go through my first impressions with you guys. I'm going to do an unboxing, let you know what I think of it right off the hop. I really enjoy sharing first impressions. I think it's really fun and really interesting and kind of puts you in the shoes of another person, and you can kind of unbox the perfume and experience it firsthand, sort of vicariously through the other person. I just really love seeing unboxings and first impressions. So I did go ahead and wear these perfumes for the next few days following up unboxing these fragrances, and I also tried layering them together so I can let you know what my thoughts are on the fragrances individually as well as layered together. And if you guys are new to my channel, I would love if you would consider subscribing. On this channel we mostly talk about self-care, home life, minimalism, a little bit of fragrance, sometimes skincare, declutters, pretty much anything that brings me joy and sparks happiness in myself I like to share with you guys. So if that sounds like something that might be your jam, I would love if you would consider subscribing. And you can also head on over and follow me on Instagram for similar types of content, and also to get the first kind of sneak peek behind the scenes whenever I do receive a new fragrance or item that I'm excited about. I usually make a reel or post it in my stories or something over on Instagram, so feel free to head on over there and follow me. And with that out of the way, let's get started in today's review. Alright, so this is what the box looks like that they sent me. Really beautiful box, beautiful packaging, and it has a magnetized closure. I'm not sure if you can get these two together like on Sephora or something, but that's how it looks in the box. Really beautiful presentation. And then it has this little booklet in here that says a little bit of information about the perfumes, which I'll share in a little bit more detail. And then here's the two beautiful perfumes in the box. And I have to be honest, you guys, I'm actually really excited to smell these. I've been dying to break into them and spray them, but I wanted to save them and share them with you guys. And I wanted to share the first impression experience with you guys. I haven't done a first impression of a perfume in a really long time. The last couple of months, I haven't been as pumped for any new perfume releases, but honestly you guys, I'm pretty excited to smell these because I have historically loved KAYALI's perfumes, and some of their perfumes have been some of my absolute favorites of all time. Also a huge fan of sandalwood. I probably mentioned this in the intro, but I'm a huge fan of sandalwood, so I'm actually super pumped to try these. And yeah, so I'll probably do a first impression, share with you what the notes are, what I think it smells like, and then I'll also come back and do like voiceover later in the video and update you as to like projection and how long they lasted and stuff like that. But I definitely wanted to get this first impression with you guys as well. So yeah, these are the perfumes. They're in there really well. This is what the beautiful packaging looks like. Still has a cellophane on it. I will unbox that with you guys here on camera. And then this is the other one. So apparently this is the one that Mona's husband, Hassan, I believe his name is, wore on their wedding day. And this is the one that she wore on their wedding day. So super cute. Love the packaging. Love the whole vibes together. And I really like the idea that it was like a his and hers kind of a moment. And I also think, I don't know for sure because I haven't actually been watching any of the PR. I haven't seen any advertisements for this, you guys. I just literally received it in the mail. But I would assume that you could probably layer those two together and they'd be really nice as well. Both sandalwood perfumes, but from what I can see from the notes, they look like they would be really nice to layer together. And they also look like they could be maybe a little bit more unisex, I think. Alright you guys, so the first one that I think I'm going to try is the Wedding Velvet Santal, just because I kind of want to leave what I think might be the best for last, and because I tend to like more feminine perfumes, I have a feeling that I'm going to like the other fragrance a little bit better. So why don't we give this one a spray first and see what we think about this one. First, I just want to give you a really nice close-up of the bottle so you can appreciate how really beautiful it is. It's kind of like this black matte packaging, and it's all black, all matte, all over, with the notes indicated on the back. Really beautiful diamond-shaped cap as per usual with the KAYALI bottles, and really like nice to hold. It's just a really nice bottle. It feels really luxurious in your hand to hold. And I like how they have that subtle sort of iridescence on the front, which also makes it look a little bit sort of festive, at the same time a little bit glamorous, not just a plain black matte bottle. And the notes that you have in here are tea, jasmine. It also has some white musk and some cedar, so a little bit of muskiness, some woodiness. And then the two most prominent notes currently, according to Fragrantica, are sandalwood and benzoin. So benzoin, I'm thinking it's going to make it really nice and warm, a little bit kind of balsamic, maybe a little hint of a vanillic touch in there. And then we have this beautiful creamy sandalwood. So yeah, I think it's going to be stunning. Let's go ahead and give it a spray. I'll show you guys what the atomizer looks like, and let's give it a first sniff together and see how she smells. There's the bottle without the cap. I can smell like a subtle hint of something, even though it's never been sprayed. I always do that. I don't know why. I always try to smell the atomizer even before I spray it. Let's go ahead and give it a spray. Ooh, lovely, lovely atomizers. Oh my gosh, wow. Can smell it from here, you guys, and it smells beautiful. Wow, that smells really nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, this smells so nice. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay, I know I get too excited when I smell perfumes for the first time, especially if they're gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna let it dry down a little bit. This might not be the best blotter card to use either. I'm using one of my cotton nail rounds because I ran out of perfume testing strips. Okay, wow, this is so stunning. Definitely unisex. Smells niche. I'm just gonna tell you guys the first thoughts that come to my mind. Smells niche. As with a lot of the newer releases from KAYALI, they're definitely branching more into that kind of slightly more challenging for the general population sort of niche direction, where it's not something you would expect. It's not something you would expect from, you know, Viktor and Rolf or something like that. It definitely does have a little bit more of a niche feel, but also a little bit of a sweetness and just a subtle floral kiss from that jasmine. Nothing too crazy. Definitely what stands out the most is the benzoin and the sandalwood. It is woody, but it's not too woody, and it's not super deep. It's not super dark. Definitely unisex. Men and women equally, I think, could wear this. No problems there at all. Very sexy. Yeah, the woodiness comes out. This is a very soft, elegant, pretty, woody benzoin. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It definitely has a bit of a sweetness to it. You know, it's kind of reminding me a little bit of Christian Louboutin Louis Rouge. Not that it smells like that, but if you know what Louis Rouge smells like which has this depth to it, this woodiness, this little bit of a spice, but there's also this very smooth, almost cold smelling vanilla floating through there. And it makes it just luxurious and opulent smelling, and very sophisticated. That's how I would describe this. If I didn't know that this was for a wedding, this was designed for a wedding event, I wouldn't have necessarily placed it wedding. I just would have said that it smells quite opulent and beautiful, sophisticated, creamy, woody, a little bit vanillic, just a subtle hint of a vanillic quality with just a slight kiss of this bright, pretty jasmine, just ever so subtle, just to brighten it up a little bit so it's not too overly woody. I wouldn't say it's particularly masculine, but if a man wore this, like if my boyfriend wore it, I would think he just smelled amazing, like super sexy, sophisticated, very confident in himself. I would really enjoy it. It really reminds me, it gives me those luxurious vibes. If you guys have ever, and I know that I use this reference a lot, but if you guys have ever been to the Wynn in Las Vegas, you know that kind of opulent air, whatever it is that they pump through their vents that make the hotel smell rich and luxurious? That's what this gives me. It almost has a bit of a Tom Ford vibe, if you know what I mean, like that really rich, opulent Tom Ford vibe. This is not at all challenging though, or super complex or spicy or anything like that. It's very smooth. Oh, it's so nice. Wow, so nice. This is making me very excited for the more feminine version because I'm thinking it's going to be kind of like this, but maybe more sweet and maybe more floral, and that just sounds amazing. Wow, beautiful. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful and not challenging. So if you are thinking about possibly getting this for yourself, I would say don't try to put yourself in a box where you feel like maybe you should only get the more feminine version if you prefer more feminine perfumes. Definitely do give this one a shot as well. I think it would be probably nice to have like a travel spray duo, probably layer them. This one maybe you could wear at nighttime, maybe the other one would be more appropriate for daytime. I'm not sure, I haven't smelt it yet. But just don't exclude this one. But it definitely has kind of a niche feel. It kind of has like a feminine, if it is feminine, it's a feminine niche feel. Very opulent and rich and beautiful smelling. And I would say not as strong as something like Royal Vanilla Sugared Patchouli. If you've ever smelled that one, this one is not as strong as that one. It's a little softer. It's very kind of beautiful and soft and elegant. So I would say it's perfect for a wedding, and I think probably unisex. So yeah. All right, so now we're moving on to the Silk Santal 36. And if you guys are new to the house of KAYALI, oh, excuse the cat hair there. Is that cat hair? I'm not sure. Anyways, if you guys are new to the house of KAYALI, that little number beside the name indicates how many times they kind of went back to the drawing board and they revisited the notes and tweaked it, so to speak, to get it to be that perfect final result that they have. So now that I'm looking at the notes on my phone, which on Fragrantica, it tells me a lot more than it does on the back of the bottle. Just so you guys are aware, the notes on the back of the bottle are never the full note breakdown. They're only the key notes. So the ones that I'm seeing on Fragrantica are really exciting to me. They look really beautiful. So in the opening, we have champagne, freesia, and blackcurrant. Not surprising at all because the champagne lends itself to being very celebratory and kind of makes me think about a wedding or some sort of really nice celebration. In the middle, you have praline or praline, nectarine, jasmine, orange blossom, and May rose. Love the jasmine in there. I like that they've kind of overlapped it with the two fragrances. I also love some orange blossom, which gives it a little bit of a sweetness. And praline is actually one of my favorite notes in a fragrance, and that gives it kind of this chocolatey, sweet gourmand touch. So I love that for this. And then in the base, we have a hefty dose of vanilla, sugar, musk, sandalwood, amberwood, and oak moss. So they've given it a bit of an earthiness here, a little bit of a woodiness as well. We've got the sandalwood, but it's not as prominent in this fragrance as in the previous. This one is a little bit more complex than the other one as well, as per the note breakdown, but we do have a nice strong vanilla and sugar accord. So I think that coupled with the praline is going to be really beautiful, as well as those kind of jasmine, orange blossom, white floral touches that are running through here. I think this is going to be really stunning. Okay. They always have such beautiful atomizers. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Something came to mind right away. I'm sure I'm not the first person to pick up on it. I'm getting Baccarat Rouge. I feel like I just sprayed Baccarat Rouge. If I didn't know better, and I haven't brought the blotter to my nose, already right off the hop, it smells kind of like a sweeter version of Baccarat Rouge. All right. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Once I bring the blotter card to my nose, the floral notes are jumping out at me. I'm getting a little bit of that freesia, I think. Definitely a sparkling quality, definitely some champagne. It's kind of like a sparkling, bright, effervescent, bubbly, more floral, more sweet version of Baccarat Rouge is what I'm getting. Sorry, and I hate to make the Baccarat Rouge comparison because I know that fragrance is compared to so many other ones and people probably get tired of it, including myself. I hate making that reference, but I feel like there's so many perfumes out there that are kind of starting to go that Baccarat direction. Okay, this is so pretty. Definitely getting a little bit of the gourmand quality. The praline, very sugary, very sweet, but not too sweet. It has like an airy cloudiness about it. Still does feel a little bit niche. Definitely, it doesn't smell like your typical designer type of perfume. This is so beautiful. This is stunning. A little bit woody. Oh, it's so pretty. Wow, this is so pretty. Okay, the more that I smell it, the more it's definitely making me think a wedding. You could definitely wear this for a wedding. It's really nicely balanced. The floralness in here with the champagne quality, with the gourmand touches, with the woodiness, and almost kind of this resinous quality like you would get in something like Baccarat. Creamy. Definitely more feminine. I think this would be really nice layered with the other fragrance because this one is definitely more sweet, more floral, more girly. That being said, this isn't young smelling. It doesn't smell super young. It doesn't smell like something I would expect to smell on a 18, 19-year-old. It doesn't smell super mature either. I think it's good for all age ranges. Definitely like a nice kind of middle ground. Even the oak moss, I'm getting a little bit of that oak moss. It does have this kind of mature, earthy green touch. It's just so pretty. I can't wait to put this on skin. This is going to be beautiful on skin. Oh, it's gorgeous. So this smells to me like a sparkling, sweet, sugared garden of flowers. It smells like a bouquet of flowers at a wedding. It smells exactly what you would think a bouquet of flowers should smell like at a wedding. It's sweet, it's bright, it's sparkling, it's pretty, it's happy, it's uplifting, but not too fresh. It has just enough sweetness. I would say it's like somewhere in the middle. It's not super, super deep, but it's not super bright either. It's somewhere in the middle. Oh, it's so stunning, so stunning. This is making me, the more and more it dries down, the more I'm picturing a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And it really does make me think about a gorgeous, sort of a white bouquet of flowers in the hands of a bride wearing a beautiful dress. I can definitely see why Mona wanted this to be her scent of the day for the wedding. I can definitely see where she was coming from with this. I can picture kind of like, I mean, without actually knowing what she was thinking, I can picture like the vision she had in her mind for this fragrance. Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. It's very floral, which I really appreciate. And honestly, you guys, I've been looking for a fragrance like this. I've been looking for, a beautiful, kind of a bright, pretty, sweet smelling, but not too sweet, unique, something I haven't smelled before, which is this. I haven't smelled this before. Floral fragrance, because I like something that's floral, pretty, sophisticated, mature, but not too mature, elegant, sparkling, compliment getter, but not being too like flirty, not something like the jasmine caramel that you would find in Gold Couture, which I also like, but this one is more elegant. No surprise, you guys can probably tell I like this. Honestly, you guys, I've been kind of disappointed in perfumes lately because, as you know, Miss Dior 2017 was my favorite perfume ever, and they discontinued that one. And then the one that they replaced it with, the new version of Miss Dior 2021, although it's gorgeous as well, and it actually has sandalwood in it as well, and it's floral and it's very pretty, it just didn't wow me. It just was not like something I felt like, wow, I need this. But I've been looking for something like that, something floral, pretty, elegant, a little bit more refined, and this really gives me all those vibes. Wow, I'm so grateful they sent this to me because I actually think this could be something I would really love to wear. It's perfect for a wedding. It's perfect for a getaway with you and your partner. It's perfect for a luxurious vacation if you're going away and you are going to do some nice shopping and you want to go to the spa and you want to just live the good life and sip champagne. This is such a nice one, you guys. All right, you guys, so those are the two fragrances here. Coming back to the Velvet Santal and smelling it in the cap, it's really reminding me of something and I can't quite put my finger on it. But it definitely does have a little bit more, well, a lot more of a masculine accord compared to the Silk Santal. The Velvet Santal is definitely woodier and that benzoin really shines through. And like I said, still unisex, but definitely I can see where this is the masculine. This would be like the one that her husband wore. I can see why this is the one that she wore. Very beautiful. I think my boyfriend might actually like it. It has a depth to it and a strength to it, but it's also very smooth and sophisticated and just quite opulent smelling, like I said. Really, really expensive and luxurious and beautiful smelling. It'll be interesting to see how long it lasts and how it wears and things like that. And then the Silk Santal, you guys, this is stunning. This is stunning. This could be this could be a perfume I might end up really loving. I'm not gonna jump the boat or jump the gun or whatever the saying is, but this could be a perfume I could end up absolutely loving. I haven't smelled anything like this in a while. I'm trying to think of something I can compare it to, and I'm not sure. It kind of is reminding me a little bit of a sort of a something you would expect almost from like M. Micallef, you know, like Mon Parfum Cristal, something like that, where it's sweet, it's a little bit gourmand, but it's also very floral and very elegant and sophisticated. It's like a sophisticated, refined, elegant, sweet fragrance, and it's gorgeous. Wow, so pretty. I think this could be a signature scent, but I also think it could be a special occasion scent. And heck, if you're looking for a perfume for your wedding, this could also be a wedding scent. Why not? It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It is like that refined, pretty, floral, sweet, but not too sweet, elevated fragrance. And by the way, after that first initial blast, when I sprayed it on paper, was where I was getting the Baccarat Rouge comparison. After it started to dry down and developed, it really became something totally different. So don't let that sway you. It is very different from Baccarat. It's just that first initial blast, I think with the amberwood and everything else, I think it kind of just reminded me of it. So that would be, you know, if I had to compare it to something, I would say like a little bit the Baccarat direction, but also a little bit like M. Micallef, very sophisticated and chic, you know, those very refined but sweet, floral, elegant, refined fragrances from M. Micallef is kind of what it's giving. So that's what I would say it really reminds me of. Very likable, very mass pleasing. I honestly can't imagine anybody not liking this perfume. When it comes to Velvet Santal, this one was obviously made more for, I think, more for men, more in the masculine direction. Also very likable. A little bit of a darkness to it. It does have this dark quality, dark, smooth, woody, very pretty. Again, I think really likable, but you do have to like woody fragrances. If you don't like woody fragrances, probably won't love it for a man. I mean, it's not super fresh or anything like that. It kind of reminds me of the way the wind smells, reminds me of the wind. So that's those two fragrances, my first impression, you guys. I hope I haven't been rambling too much, but I really like to talk about perfumes and tell you guys my thoughts on them and what I think about them. And I'm excited to come back to you when I'm editing and let you know how they lasted and if I layered them together, what I thought about layering them, and just like how they wore overall. So you guys, I just sprayed them both on my skin, and this one on skin is absolutely incredible. It's so much better than it is on paper as well, and it just smells even better on skin. It just smells absolutely beautiful. It's sugary, it's sweet, it's floral, it's sparkling. Honestly, I think that they nailed this one. Coming back to it, this is the 36th reformulation, or the 36th formulation, or whatever you want to say. They nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. And when it comes to the Velvet Santal on skin, you know, it almost has a bit of a nutty, almost like a tonka bean kind of a quality to it. It's very, very smooth. It's a little resinous, and it's very rich kind of smelling. It's not super, super bold or strong or intense. Between the two, for myself personally, I definitely 100% prefer the Silk Santal. Again, I think that they'd be beautiful layered together, but just first impressions on skin, this one is absolutely stunning. The champagne really comes through. The flowers are still there. The praline is there. It's sugary, it's sweet, it's bright, it's a little bit bubbly, but not too bubbly. Still has a beautiful kind of a depth to it. It's really nicely balanced with the woody notes that they've put in here. And this one, I definitely can safely say for the Velvet Santal, I would prefer to smell this on a man than myself. I think even though both of them could definitely be unisex, I would definitely prefer to smell this on my boyfriend than on myself. And I'll definitely see what he thinks about it. Maybe he will like it. But this one is an absolute gem. Very, very beautiful, you guys. So they really nailed it with this one. All right, guys, so this is me from the future coming back a few days later to let you know my thoughts overall, how I actually really like the perfumes and how they perform, and also how they are layered together. So actually, you guys, these perfumes have pretty decent longevity. I would say that you could smell them for many, many hours on your skin, like all day on your skin, and they're still there in the evening. They're just a little bit more faint, but these definitely have really good performance. In comparison to something like their most recent release, which was the Yum Pistachio Gelato, the Velvet Silk Santal is actually much stronger than the Yum Pistachio Gelato and lasts a lot longer. It has a much bigger presence. And I actually found that the Silk Santal was stronger and longer lasting than the Velvet Santal. So wearing this fragrance for the last few days, I'll be honest, there was a couple of times that I thought maybe the Silk Santal is almost a little too sweet for me, but overall it was a really nice level of sweetness. I would say it's probably about a 6 or a 7 out of 10 on a scale of sweetness. So it's not overbearingly sweet. It's not something like Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb Nectar, that kind of sickeningly, tooth-achingly sweet fragrance, but it does have a good amount of sweetness in it, which I think is owing to that sugared musk. It's absolutely beautiful. Another thing that I noticed is that the vanilla that's in this fragrance is very similar to the vanilla that they put in all of their other fragrances, which I think is really nice because KAYALI kind of has a consistent DNA throughout their fragrances. So the vanilla in the Silk Santal is very similar to the vanilla that you're going to find in Royal Vanilla Sugared Patchouli and also in the Vanilla 28. Overall, it's a really lovely fragrance, very feminine, and I think it would be a massive compliment getter. Obviously, people don't just come up to random strangers on the street constantly and give you compliments, but if I was to smell this on someone, I would ask them what they were wearing. Also, I could tell that when I wore it the other night around my partner, he really seemed to enjoy the way that it smelled. It's just very feminine, it's very sweet, it's delicate. It's kind of almost like a princess type of perfume. It almost reminds me a little bit of something like Dama Bianca from Xerjoff, although I don't really care for Dama Bianca, to be honest. Something about the fruits and the vanilla that's in that particular fragrance I just don't love. The fruit and the vanilla and the way everything is done together, the floral notes in the Silk Santal is really, really kind of perfection. It's just such a lovely, unexpected mix of florals and sweet, and also has that sort of trademark KAYALI vanilla DNA underneath. When it comes to the Velvet Santal, I did talk about this briefly on my stories on Instagram, but I prefer that one definitely more for a man. I would prefer to smell that one, say, on my boyfriend as compared to myself. But you guys, that being said, layering the two together is really, really nice. I like the two layered together better than I like the Velvet Santal by itself. I don't think I would wear the Velvet Santal by itself for myself as a woman. It's just definitely a little more for me on the masculine leaning edge of things. I like something to sweeten it up a little bit and make it a little more feminine. Layering the two together, I don't know if this was something that Mona intended. I haven't watched any videos on this. I haven't seen any PR on it. I haven't seen anything on this on Instagram. I didn't even know that these fragrances had come out, to be honest. But I would suspect that she probably made them with the intention that you could layer them, because KAYALI is all about layering and creating your own unique fragrance. And also because it's meant to be a his and hers on the wedding day kind of thing, like her and her husband wore them on the wedding day. So I think that the two are meant to be sort of a married composition, if you will, and they do layer very, very nicely together. The note totality of both of them together smells like they could have been their own perfume, and that was maybe what the bigger, more higher reaching concept was, and then they like divided them into two perfumes, if that makes sense. So the two together smells incredible. Layering the Silk Santal with the Velvet Santal gives it this little bit of a depth to it, and it just kind of completes the fragrance. It's almost as if the Silk Santal is a little light and a little hollow almost, without putting it with the Velvet Santal. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean you can't wear it on its own. It's gorgeous on its own, but it's almost like that Velvet Santal just completed it a little bit. So I do like the two layered together. Unfortunately for me, I will not be able to wear them layered together because my boyfriend actually really likes the Velvet Santal and he has sort of adopted it, believe it or not. So I don't think I will be holding on to that perfume. I think my boyfriend's going to wear it. It's a really lovely, very expensive, elegant, sophisticated kind of a woody scent with a little bit of this creamy, slightly vanillic benzoin coming through in the bottom, and it smells really enticing, really sexy, and just a really, really nice smelling fragrance. So yeah, that is my 2 cents on these perfumes, you guys. Both of them have good longevity. Silk Santal is better. It will give you all day wear. I can smell this perfume for days after on my shirt, whatever shirt that I sprayed it on, it is still there the next day. I've been enjoying spraying it in my hair as well. I find that it lasts really well in my hair, but even on skin, it just has this really, really addictive, lingering kind of sweet floral vanilla presence that I just find myself wanting to come back and continue smelling on my skin. So yeah, I'm pretty surprised because I wasn't really on the lookout for any perfumes. I wasn't expecting to find any perfumes that I really liked, and this one is just really, really nice, and I think they did a really nice job with it. So that's my 2 cents on these fragrances, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on them. And I would like to know your thoughts down below as well if you've tried them or if you're interested in trying them. Thank you guys so much for watching. And by the way, I haven't seen anybody else's video, so after mine goes up, I'm curious to see what other people are thinking about it. So I might head on over to YouTube and see what other people have to say about it. But yeah, when I make my reviews, I try to be as non-biased as possible. I kind of just want to like experience it for myself. So that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in my next one. Bye for now.